All right, welcome. We are recapping Selling Sunset, Season 7, Episode 1, and let's get into it. This episode was. Ugh. It was just, and it was icky. Selling Sunset to me has kind of lost that edge that really made them stand out in the first place. Like, the episode wasn't bad, I'm being over dramatic, but it just wasn't good as what it used to be, and the drama on the show just seemed very convoluted. So let's start at the beginning. The show starts off, and we're kind of updated on everyone's situation. We see Chriselle and Jason. They're both in Australia with Brett and Marisol, I forget her name. I think it's Mary Lou. Marilu. Mary Lou. So they're all vacationing together, they're all hanging out, and I'm watching the scene and it comes off very cringy to me. Because if they had this big romance, this big love, they are really entangled in each other's lives so soon afterwards. I mean, we see that Jason's clearly rebounding with Mary Lou. The girl is young as I don't know what. And you got with her so quickly after Chriselle got with G. Now, I think that G and Chriselle's relationship is really real. Like, she's really with they, and there's real love there. I feel like Jason is only with Homegirl as a rebound. And despite him trying to act cool, he's still desperately in love with Chriselle. It's obvious, at least to me. So they're all hanging out in Australia, talking about how, they're glad that, or they've been out the office for a while, and that they're going to be going back soon, and they needed a break, and cute little fluff. Not much really going on there. Then we hop over to Emma and Chelsea. Since when were y'all best friends? Didn't y'all barely get along last season? And that's the thing that really gets me about girls like Emma. Like, you'll know someone for a couple months and it's automatically, we're best friends. Oh my god, this is my best friend, Chriselle. Oh my god, this is my best friend, Chelsea. It just comes off very fake and sincere and very high school. Like, the word best friend really lost its meaning. And just for any women who are over 30 still acting like that, why? But okay, so they're looking at a house and they're basically talking about the people who they have problems with. We find out that Jenn and Chelsea are pretty cool, and Jenn told Chelsea that she thinks Emma is a social climber. Emma goes off. Now, do I think Emma is a social climber? No. There really wasn't much depth given behind why she said that. She doesn't come off as a social climber to me. Maybe fake a little bit, yeah, but social climber, no. Then we turn to Chelsea and her beef with Bree, because Bree and Emma are cool. It's funny how everyone's cool with it, where everyone's nemesis, and they all go back and they talk mess about what they said, but y'all all friends. Okay. Not even she tells her, but they kind of rehash their beef or talk about why they don't get along, Bree and Chelsea, that is, and it's really over nothing. In my firm opinion, Chelsea just wanted the beef, she wanted the camera time, so she went after Bree. She was an easy target, she was the new girl, and I mean, we kind of knew about her a little bit from Nick Cannon, but it's like, to me, I always found it stupid that Chelsea would have a problem with Bree because of her situation with Nick Cannon and judging her immensely. When it's like, you realize that people really wanted to take it there. They can judge you for being in an interracial relationship with a white man. She could do that. Because realistically, her situation with Nick is none of your business. Just like your relationship with your husband is none of her business. But she didn't go there. I wish she did. So they kind of wrap things up and we go off to Mary, and I just love seeing Mary. My face lights up when I see Mary. She has such a beautiful smile and a good spirit, and she is really my favorite on the show through and through. We find out that she quit being the manager of the girls, which I'm kind of glad to see because it was interesting having her kind of be over them in a way and her playing Mama Bear. But she couldn't handle it, and I'm kind of glad that she stepped down. And we also found out that she's pregnant. I'm not gonna front. When she first announced that she was pregnant, I was like, how old is Mary? I know she's in her 40s, but how old is Mary? And I also previously wondered how long their marriage would last, because I was always under the impression that they wouldn't have kids, and I kind of felt like maybe Romain would leave her because of that situation. But look, she's pregnant, so that just defied anything that I thought. So it was nice. It was really nice to see that moment. And then we get to learn about her backstory, because we know that she has a son, but she's never really talked in depth about her son. So finding out that she was pregnant at 15 years old and basically had to raise him by herself, that explains a lot. And I really feel for her, like, darn, 15, pregnant, raising this young boy by yourself, like, wow. But it made me realize too that her son is the same age as Romain, a year or two older or younger. I don't know, but I like seeing that. I really like seeing that. Mary's a favorite over here. Then we hop over to see a very, very pregnant Heather, which I'm going to miss her energy. I really am. You know, I'm missing the energy of Heather, Davina, Maya, Christine. Like, this show was so dynamic because it had so many facets to it. You had the good girls, which were Amanda, Mary, Chriselle. Then you had like the bad girls, kind of the protagonists, Christine, Davina. I will put Maya over there, although she was a fence rider. And then Heather, who was a fence rider. Sometimes she was with the bad girls, sometimes she's with the good girls. But it was a good mix. And we kind of got to see different perspectives in the office. And it was a lot of different energies. Like, with the newer batch of girls, it kind of just seems like one big clique and a lot of inner fighting, and a lot of the beefs don't really make sense. And a lot of what drawed me to Selling Sunset is dissipating. Nevertheless, it was nice to see Heather. You know, I watched her show where her husband Tariq, and it was interesting. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but they have a very interesting relationship, and I'll keep it like that. So it was interesting to see her. I'm not sure what Brie was wearing, but she was giving me like Wonder Woman mixed with businesswoman and a dash of Fashion Nova. Yeah. As I'm watching the scene, I just realize I wish they would focus. I wish the show was a little bit more balanced. I wish that they kind of modeled after the earlier seasons where they would kind of like tease the drama and have little bits and chunks and pieces of it, but also have like a lot of like the real estate too. and at least incorporate a lot of like industry topics and industry talk while they're either showing houses or, just in the office. I don't like that it's majority drama and most of the drama is like shallow and it's not even like of substance. It's not really that interesting. Like Jenn and Emma is not really that interesting. Bree and Chelsea is not really that interesting. But Mary and Chriselle, that's interesting. We don't watch that build up for a couple of years now. Chriselle and Jason's relationship, that's interesting. You know, I seen Davina at Chelsea's birthday, and I wonder why she didn't get a confessional or a conversation or anything. I thought that was weird. But we are coming. All right, so where are we now? Amanda, Emma, Chriselle, and Bree, they all have lunch. And they all just start talking about relationships and dating. And I don't want to talk about nobody's business, but Bree just comes off as like a well taken care of side piece. I don't understand the incentive, nor do I get it, nor do I need to, of her situation with Nick Cannon, because clearly he's taking care of them in some capacity, and I guess she can't date nobody. So I'm pretty sure it's like that for the rest of them. They can't date nobody but him. You can clearly tell that she wants a body, somebody. She's curious. But since she has her arrangement with Nick and that's so important to her, I guess she's going to have to suffer and wait until it's, her turn in the line of like 7 that we know of. So, I want to like Bree, but I really don't. I don't like her. She dresses like very high-end escort to me. There's just something about her I just don't like. And she sometimes just look foolish to me when it comes to explaining this relationship. But if it wasn't for the relationship, and she really should be thanking Chelsea, because if it wasn't for her drama with Chelsea, she would be like Natasha. I think her name's Natasha. Or Victoria. I think it was Natasha. The Latin girl who went back to South America, because I think her boyfriend proposed to her. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're talking, they're kicking it up. They mention Jenn, and Amanda has been around Jenn for years. Like Jenn, Amanda, Mary, the twins, they all go back. So I guess when they're sitting there talking about Jenn, Amanda has somewhat of an allegiance to her. So she's like, supporting her. As she should, that's what friends do. We then jump over. I'm recapping this, but like literally nothing's really happening. All they're doing is just kind of rehashing drama and talking about issues that we really haven't seen. So the best friends, Chelsea and Emma, they are looking at a venue for her birthday party. Chelsea's turning 30. She's having a party at a nice penthouse suite, and she's inviting everybody there. The party was nice. It really was nice. A lot of money was spent on it. We got to meet Chelsea's mother and hear her backstory, which was really nice and interesting. It kind of made me like Chelsea a little bit. I think Chelsea's also fake, so I'm like on the fence with her. I did notice that Chelsea was really trying to make this her moment. She came in, she looked great, and then she just started talking, and it felt like it was going to go on forever unless her mom stopped her. And then even after her mom stopped her, she shifted the conversation to her husband, and that seemed like it was about to go on forever. And it's like, come on, girl, like you're doing a lot. Just say thank you for coming and give a little cute speech and start the party. Like, you're clearly trying to have camera time. And, like, that's one of the things I don't like about Chelsea and some of the newer girls is, like, they're really just doing things for attention and camera time. Is part of the inauthenticness of the show. And even the drama that happened at the show. At the birthday party. So, Emma decides to muster up the courage. First of all, I want to say, I was shocked that there were so many black people at her party. I don't know why, but I really expect Chelsea to have a bunch of white friends and her being a token. So I was really surprised that there was a lot of black faces there. That was like one of the first things I noticed. I was like, okay, Chelsea, maybe you're not who I thought you were. Okay, Chelsea. So Emma decides to make her way over to Jenn, and they decide to talk about the beef, and it was just very inorganic. Emma walks up to her and immediately starts questioning her, and they kind of go back and forth, and it was very uninteresting to watch. Like, I don't like the way that Emma argues or really is in conflict. It's not interesting. Like the way Chriselle or Mary or anyone else will argue. I just disengage. And Jenn, she was standing 10 toes down on what she said. And I don't know, the argument was just dumb. Like, even recapping it, I'm just like not enthused to really go into it because it was a bunch of nothing. It was like, okay, Emma comes over and she's like, yeah, so you called me a social climber. And Jenn's like, I did. And Emma's like, what? Like, me, a social climber? Why would you say that? And then, like, before Jenna can really even, say it, Emma keeps cutting her off. And, she had valid points. If I'm understanding all of this, before Emma came on, and they were teasing Emma because there was, I forget what season was it 3 or 4, where they were talking about Emma because Emma and Christine dated the same guy, and after he broke up with Christine, she was like harassing Emma. But Emma had worked with the group before, so Emma had a relationship with Jenn, or at least known of her. Because if she worked with the brokerage before, she's clearly known or seen of Amanda, Mary, Jenn. So I wonder if they ever had like a history or what that relationship looked like before the show had started. Because that would kind of give insight to, like, did Jenn notice something before about Emma, and now she sees her with Chriselle possibly acting different and just calling it out? Like, there had to be some type of basis for why she called it out. We don't really get to see Jenn explain why she says that, because as those two are going at it, Amanda comes over, and then Chriselle comes over, and then everything is amplified. Chriselle hops in and starts going back and forth with Emma, and I really like watching Chriselle in conflict. I like watching Chriselle argue. She makes me laugh. Like, she needs to be a housewife. She had a line, and what did she say? She was like, you rearranged your face. And Jenn couldn't take her and she left. And then I was reminded when last season, when I think Chriselle allegedly said Jenn was doing some type of substance or whatever. She's like, yeah, I seen you. It's little tidbits like that that really tickle me. So they kind of go back and forth, and Amanda, who has a relationship with Jenn, says, I'm about to cut you off, but before she's like, no, she didn't say that. She was like, I need to know if you said that about Emma, because I'm gonna cut you off, or I'm gonna like stop talking to you if you did, because that's not really who she is. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, Amanda, you were just defending her, and if she's your friend, why wouldn't you not have like a deeper conversation about this? Besides, oh well, you said that, like, you didn't understand why she said that or what she saw. You just kind of immediately jumped in and took a side. I was kind of side eyeing Amanda for that. I ain't like that. So after all three of them were like getting on her, and Chriselle says her line, "You rearranged your face." Jen hops up and hops out. And side note, what is Jen's confessional here? What is that? I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting. So that was the end of the episode. Episode 1. Now, was it watchable? Yes, it was watchable. However, all of the dynamic characters that made up the show are gone. Like I said earlier, Maya, Davina's clearly been demoted. Christine, Heather, like all the girls that we loved are gone. And it's like they threw all these new girls on us, and we did not really get a chance to love them. Like, Chelsea came in through Christine and then left her. Then Emma kind of came in as like a big reveal. Oh, this girl had problems with Christine. And then, like, alright, I feel like her introduction kind of fell flat. And Bree, I'm just not a fan of Bree. And then the one girl, she left. Victoria, I think. I'm not sure. I'm just not invested or interested in these new girls. Are they bringing drama? Yes, but the earlier seasons actually seemed like cohesion and like them getting along, and it feeling like a lovely office vibe with some drama. Now it just seems like a Real Housewives show with a splash of real estate. I don't know. There just isn't a balance. Like, we need the villains, we need the good girls, we need something. But it was a watchable show. I liked it. I'm attached to the girls and the guys too, obviously, or I wouldn't be watching it. So I'm here. Now, I'm the kind of fan that will complain, bitch, but I'm still gonna watch it. So I'm here for it. I'm here to see what's gonna happen between Jason, Chriselle, and Mary Lou. I'm here to see what happens between Amanda and Chriselle, because that looks interesting. I'm here to see about Mary's pregnancy, and I'm really trying to hold off the urge to Google to see if she's pregnant still, because in her confessional, there was no, bump coverage or nothing. So, I'm here for this season. That's all I got. Until the next one. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Did you like this episode? What was your favorite moment? Let me know.